Hello, 6th grade mathematicians. Here we are starting chapter 7. We are going to be looking at equations. So we just did expressions in chapter 6, and now we're going to figure out what an equation is and what the difference between expressions and equations are. So get your book open to page 513 while I get myself ready. And make sure you have a pencil, and make sure you are doing exactly what I'm doing on my paper, you are going to be doing on yours. Okay, so we are actually going to start with taking a look at the definition of this page right here. So let's take a look at what it says right up above. It says, an equation is a mathematical sentence showing two expressions that are equal. An equation contains an equal sign. So what is that definition? Exactly what it says here. Copy it down here. Okay? A mathematical sentence showing two expressions are equal. Okay, again, if you need a pause, if I'm going too fast, pause, write that definition in. So an example of that could be something like this. 5 plus x equals 13. Okay, has an equal sign. Let's take a look at the definition of an expression. Remember, that is a combination that has numbers and operations which might contain variables. So it has numbers and operations which might contain variables. For example, we could see something like this. 5 plus x minus 16 plus 3 to the 4th. Okay, there's no equal sign, but it has operations and it has variables, possibly. All right, how are expressions, or how are equations and expressions similar? Okay, it looks like they can both have variables, they both have numbers, and they both have operations. Now, how are they different? How is an equation different from an expression? An equation has an equal sign. Okay, that is the big key thing, that an equation has an equal sign, an expression does not have an equal sign. Okay, moving on. There's your quick introduction to an equation. All right, taking a look at 514. It says, solve addition and subtraction equations mentally. We are not going to actually solve them mentally, okay? We're actually going to work these problems out to see how it works. So it says, when you replace a variable, I would start this, when you replace a variable with a value that results in a true sentence, you solve the equation. That variable, or that value for the variable, is the solution to the equation. So take a look at this problem right here. 2 plus x equals 9. We all know that if we add what number here is going to make this equation true. We know that when we add 7, that makes 9. Guys, that's algebra. That's solving an equation, okay? Again, we're starting off very basic, very small, but either way, right there is solving an equation. So let's take a look here. It says, is 3, 4, or 5 the solution to a plus 7 equals 11? So it's saying, is 3, 4, or 5 the answer? Well, let's check out 3. All right. What is 3 plus 7? 10. Does 10 equal 11? No. That is not right. So 3 is not an answer. So now we try it again. A plus 7 equals 11. We're going to replace the a with 4, and you should be doing this as well. 4 plus 7 equals 11. Now we solve. What's 4 plus 7? 11. Whoops. Oh, my goodness. My whole thing just went crazy on me. Hang on. Let's see if I can pull it back up here. I don't know what just happened. Well, a little intermission, I guess. I don't know. This is crazy. Give it a second here. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause, and I'll see if I can get this back up. Okay, intermission over. Don't know what happened. So here we go. 4 plus 7 is 11. Does 11 equal 11? Yes, check it does. Now, we still have to try it with 5. A plus 7 equals 11. 5 plus 7 equals 11. What is 5 plus 7? 12. Does 12 equal 11? No, it does not. So the answer to this would be 4. Okay? Now it says solve mentally. Again, I don't want you to solve it mentally though. Okay? So it says g minus 7 equals 3. So how do we solve this mentally? The one thing that we can do to try to solve this is we want to get that variable by itself. So how do we get this variable by itself? If I'm minusing 7, I want to add 7 to this side of the equation. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I must do to the other side of the equation. So I'm going to add 7 to this side. A negative 7 and a positive 7 cancel out, and I'm left with just g. Now I'm going to take 3 plus 7, which is 10. So I think that g equals 10. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to go back to my original problem. G minus 7 equals 3. I'm going to take my g and replace it with 10. 10 minus 7 equals 3. I'm actually going to solve this. 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 minus 3 is, 3. We're just bringing 3 down. 3 equals 3. Check. That makes sense. Okay, we are going to skip number 3, but we're going to come over here and do some practice problems together. Okay, so make sure you have some room to work. Here's our problem. It says, is 4, 5, or 6 the solution to the equation c plus 8 equals 13? Well, let's first start with 4. 4 plus 8 equals 13. Now I'm going to solve. What's 4 plus 8? 12 equals 13. Is that equal? No. So I know it's not 4. Now I'm going to try 5. Okay, I'm going to erase this. And I'm going to come back here just because I'm running out of room. C plus 8 equals 13. I'm going to replace my variable with 5. Plus 8 equals 13. What is 5 plus 8? It is 13. Does 13 equal 13? Check. So yes, that one works, but we still want to try 6. So c plus 8 equals 13. I'm going to take my 6 plus 8 equals 13. Well, I know 6 plus 8 is 14. Does 14 equal 13? No, that is not equal. Therefore, my answer is 5. Okay, so now it says solve. 9 minus x equals 2. So 9 minus x equals 2. Well, I'm going to go ahead and think about 9 minus what number is going to give me 2. Well, we can work through different problems in our head. So we could do 9 minus 6, which equals 3. Or we know that 9 minus 7 equals 2. Okay, in that situation, we could go ahead and do that one mentally. All right. Now, we are going to move over to this part down here where it says solve multiplication and division equations mentally. Okay, again, we can solve these mentally. Again, showing the work is going to be able to show me what you know and how to do it. So let's take a look at this. Our problem is 18 equals 6z. Now remember, when we have that number and letter together, that means we multiply. So I'm trying to figure out 6 times what number is going to give me 18. So it says, is 3, 4, or 5 a solution? Well, if I replace it with 3, I know that 18 equals 18. Yes. I know here, when I replace 18 equals 6 times 4, 18 equals 24. That does not equal, so I know that 4 is not an answer. And then they did the same thing with 5. So 18 equals 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Does 18 equal 30? No. So my answer is 3. Okay, take a look at this. It says solve 16 divided by s equals 8. So 16 divided by some number equals 8. Solve mentally. Well, you have to know your basic facts. But I know that 16 divided by 2 equals 8. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. 8 equals 8. Check. That makes sense. All right, let's see if we can solve this one mentally. 4 times what number equals 16? Well, 4 times 2 is 8, so that doesn't work. 4 times 3 is 12, so that doesn't work. 4 times 4, so 4 times 4 equals 16. 16 equals 16, so my answer is 4. Check, that works. All right, 24 divided by what number equals 8? Well, let's start off with 2. What's 24 divided by 2? 12. That's not right. What is 24 divided by 3? Well, that's 8. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. Does 8 equal 8? Check. So my answer is 3. All right, let's turn to the next page and let's solve some of these mentally. Oh, there, it's going all crazy on me again. Okay, let's do some of this guided practice together. Okay, 9 plus what number equals 17? So we'll just do these in our head without writing them down. 9 plus 7, so 9 plus 7 equals 16. That doesn't work. 9 plus 8 is 17. That one works. And then 9 plus 9 equals 18. That does not work because we need it to be 17, so my answer is 8. All right, 8 divided by C equals 8. 8 divided by 0 is 0, so that one doesn't work. 8 divided by 1 equals 8. Well, that one works. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Not what we're looking for, so my answer is 1. Okay, solve each of these mentally. X minus 11 equals 23. Well, to get rid of an subtraction problem, I'm going to add. It says I want this variable by itself, so I'm going to add 11 to both sides. So x, this cancels out, a negative 11 plus a positive 11, so I'm left with just my variable. I take 23 plus 11 and I get 34, so I'm thinking that my answer is 34. I'm going to go back and check to make sure this works. So I'm going to replace my variable. I'm going to go x minus 11 equals 23. My x is 34 minus 11 equals 23. I check with my handy dandy calculator. 34 minus 11 is 23. Does 23 equal 23? Check. So my answer is 34. All right, 4x equals 32. Now what's the opposite of multiplying? It's dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. When I have 4 divided by 4, I'm left with 1x. 32 divided by 4 is 8. I think the answer is 8, but I'm going to go back and check. Here's my original problem. I'm going to take 4 times 8 equals 32. 4 times 8 is 32 equals 32. Check. All right, 6th graders. That was a very quick introduction to equations. Looking at it, we could do a lot of these mentally. Yes, I like that we can do it mentally. However, again, I'm not a mind reader, nor do I want to be a mind reader. So you have to be able to show your work. If you just show me that you're taking 9 plus 8, like that first example, and showing me that that equals 17, that works as well. So just keep that in mind. Once we get into lesson 2 and we keep going, you will have to show your work. Again, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. So you're going to hear me say that a lot. You're going to probably get really sick of me saying that, but that's going to help you remember how you work out equations to solve for that unknown variable. Okay, good job.